Arsenal 2, Sevilla 0. On the score sheet has been Leandro Trossard, who led the line today for the first 45 minutes. And then there came Bukayo Saka to obviously make the effort of the player known as Martinelli count, and they made it to nil in a very good, fantastic way. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. Hope you guys are really having a fantastic stay where you are. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and you can all call me RD. Champions League football is obviously taking us to where we deserve to be as a team of Man United, and lots of things obviously going on to the levels that we desire them to be. So it's really good day for Arsenal without Edin Ketia, without Martino Odegaard, without Gabriel Jesus, and without Julian Timber, Thomas Partey to come out and put out such a show at the Emirates. And I think this is one of the best games that I'm going to hate to see Arsenal play, especially when you are talking about passing from the back. That is it. Passing from the back has been really great, and they put up a couple of passes together and no one could stop the side of Arsenal from obviously really scoring these two goals. But winning this game was not easy, especially at the beginning of the game, because Arsenal started off the game and it was a one-way traffic throughout. But guess what happened? It was all about Arsenal not really finding what we call a breakthrough. First and foremost, there is a chance that Kai Havertz got at the back of the goal, at the far post, and he obviously headed that ball to the byline. Yet he was obviously seeing the goal, and people thought that Rokani had to do better on that moment, but he couldn't obviously do the needful to obviously do what exactly people expected him to be doing onto that level. But he obviously had a very good goal. That is it. He had a very good goal as a player of Arsenal, and he obviously went ahead to really give us the best that we deserve as a team that is the Champions League. So Arsenal are really good to go, and they are really controlling the game, one-way traffic, all going the way of Arsenal, but not finding the ball in the final third. Not until Trossard scored in the 29th minute and Bukayo Saka made it too. That gave Arsenal a lot of confidence. But all in all, you would like to see how Jorginho went ahead, obviously control that midfield and put in a shift that everyone was calling about. And he obviously showed us that he's really that player that everyone would like to obviously see to it, that he comes in through and does a very huge part into his position. And without Thomas Partey, I think Arsenal really building some good defensive midfield with Declan Rice and Jorginho. So they controlled the ball very well. They killed off the chances. They created some good chances, though they never went ahead to kill them off. But obviously, it is a very good result that puts Arsenal to 9 points on top of the table. And the result that's going to have to come in from PSV has going to have to obviously give Arsenal huge smiles. So it is that PSV have going to have to beat RC Lens there by 1-0, meaning that Arsenal is now having 9 points. Then they are having PSV is having 5 points in the second position. RC Lens is having 5 and Sevilla is having 2, meaning that Arsenal just needs 1 point to qualify to go through the round of 16, and that is the best news that you'll ever hear as a fan of Arsenal, and it will never be a no to Arsenal qualifying for that. But some huge positives I'm going to hate to note about are Arsenal getting back to winning ways. That is it. Arsenal getting back to winning ways has been the order of the day, because they had gone ahead to lose 2 of their previous games played. That is against West Ham in the Carabao Cup and against Newcastle in the Premier League. That loss that came in through in a very controversial way that obviously annoyed very many players and fans of Arsenal, that even led to Mikel Arteta to be summoned by the FA for the World went ahead to put out as a manager of Arsenal. So it's good to see that Arsenal gets back to winning ways, and they're obviously going to be playing Burnley over the weekend. And playing Burnley over the weekend means that Arsenal just have to win that game and go to the international break in a very good way, and obviously win it in the nick of time. And exactly you would like to find it that way for the club of Arsenal. The other point to talk about is all about Bukayo Saka. Ever since return from injury, he had not gone ahead to obviously score any goal. He had not gone ahead to score any goal, but this time around, Bukayo Saka has gone ahead to score a good goal, and that was really great. See to it that everything really came in through and happened that way. Sometimes a player like Bukayo Saka putting up an assist for Leandro Trossard in the game of Chelsea to make it 2-2 doesn't matter. You get? All doesn't matter to obviously get him to where he's supposed to be, because assists are not so much hailed by people who are not really so much in the game of football, especially those who really go in for stats. But assists are good, but they don't obviously get the player to where he deserves to be. They only help you if at all you put them in like 3 consecutive games. If at all Bukayo Saka went in the game of Chelsea, put in 1, came in the game of Sevilla away that ended 2-1 and obviously put in 1, then he came to the Emirates and put in 1, that would have been very, very important for him. But out of I think the 5 goals they scored against Sheffield, I don't remember any Bukayo Saka assists, right? So it shows you exactly what a goal means in the life of Bukayo Saka. It might be the kickstart of him to see to it that he gets back to the levels that Arsenal fans really want him to be. He looked struggling a little bit, but obviously he has gone ahead to back himself a goal and an assist that puts him into the ilk to really compete for the man of the match. Though there was a penalty claim, and I really believe, I asked myself, why didn't they make this call? That was the huge question. Why wasn't that call made? Because when you look at everything and how it went down, right, at that first half, Saka was brought down. He was brought down and the penalty was not obviously given. That was really very alarming for the refereeing decision that he was taken, and VAR never went ahead obviously coming through and intervene. So I think Arsenal really had a lot to do, and the beauty of it is that they've gone ahead to win this game. In the Champions League, it's all about collecting your points. 4 games played, 9 points. Remember, they lost away at the side of it's called RC Lons, but the remaining 3 games, Arsenal have gone ahead to collect maximum points. So the other positive, clean sheet. Arsenal have gone ahead to keep a clean sheet, and for the 2 games we're going to have to play in the Champions League at the Emirates, they've gone ahead to keep a clean sheet. They first beat PSV by 4-0, and today it has been a 2-0. So 2 clean sheets kept at home and no clean sheet kept away from home. But the beauty is that the points they've gone ahead to collect have gone ahead to take them to the next level, and they are just 1 point away from obviously clinching that spot. But you would obviously see to it that Arsenal squad is depleted because of the injuries they're really having, and all you could pray for is Odegaard, Jesus, Edin Ketia to be back after the international break. Arsenal shouldn't worry, especially the fans of Arsenal, because they can beat Burnley with that squad that has gone ahead to play against Sevilla, right? They can beat Burnley at the Emirates, they can bag in the points they want and take it to where they deserve to be. So I really understand that most of you are really worried, but I think it's better for these players to stay and not go for the international break, especially for Norway, for the Norwegian, that is Martin Odegaard, and then for the other player who goes by the names of Gabriel Jesus for Brazil. These players should stay and not go for the international entanglements, and then they will find themselves in a position of being fully fit to obviously play part into that game. Now, 11 shots by Arsenal, 1 by Sevilla. It shows you how watertight that defense was, and the central midfield also covered the back 4 very well. And then 3 shots on target by Arsenal, meaning that they really lacked composure in the final third to see to it that they obviously made it count. They would have gone ahead to be having like 5 shots on target out of the 11. Then 1 shot on target by Sevilla, 62% ball possession by Arsenal and 38% ball possession by Sevilla. 538 passes completed by Arsenal. Sevilla completed 336 passes. 86% passing accuracy by Arsenal, 76% passing accuracy by Sevilla. 12 fouls by Arsenal and 15 fouls by Sevilla. 2 yellow cards to Arsenal, 3 yellow cards to Sevilla. 0 red cards to both sides. 1 offside to Arsenal and 2 offsides to Sevilla. 4 corners to Arsenal, right? And 1 corner to Sevilla. So that's how the game of football really went down at the Emirates, and Arsenal are obviously a team that are gonna hate obviously top this group stage, and I think they're already through. They are already through, and nothing is going to stop them, because by the time they play against RC Lens at Emirates after the international break, I think it's going to be around 28th or 29th of November, Arsenal are going to be having Gabriel Jesus back. They're obviously going to be Martin Odegaard back, Nketiah back, and many other players. So it shows you that however much they're having a thin squad for now, they are obviously doing the needful. And the biggest positive that Arsenal fans should obviously go on and really hail is that even when they're really having players like 5-6 players out, they can put out a strong squad that can obviously come in through and put up a challenge, especially at the Emirates. You can see it. Even the bench, you saw to it that the players like Reece Nelson that come off the bench, who else came off the bench? Let me see. Zinchenko came off the bench, you know, Reece Nelson, Mohamed El Nini, Jakub Kiwior, Fabio Vieira. They all had a lot to add to this game, and I'm going to hate to predict that this game is going to end 3-1 in favor of Arsenal, but it is going to hate to end 2-0 almost. 2-0 is the same as 3-1 because Arsenal is going to hate to keep a goal difference of 2. That is going to hate to put them into a position of strength into this. For Sevilla, looks like they are not even going to be nowhere near qualifying for the UEFA Europa League because they are really looking bad and worse if I told you to look at them and how they're obviously portraying their style of play. Remember, they're the champions of the UEFA Europa League, and they've gone ahead to win it like 7 times, you know, 7 times, but they are 2 points on the bottom of the table, and I don't see them beat RC Lens, even PSV, because PSV have gone ahead to put themselves in a situation that they can easily qualify. Their next game, they are playing Sevilla is going to play against PSV have put themselves in a position of really strength because PSV, after winning this game, they're obviously having another game away in Sevilla, and if at all they go ahead and obviously get a result, then they'll be into a position of obviously facing Arsenal. And the beauty of facing Arsenal is that Arsenal will go to Ajax when they're really having what we call a small squad. They'll go weak, you know, they'll go weak. And why would they go weak? Because of the fixtures that Arsenal will be having to play in the next coming fixtures. Because after playing, if you go to Arsenal, after them playing against RC Lens, they'll be having Wolves, they'll be having Luton Town, then they'll be having Aston Villa, then they'll have to play PSV. And after playing PSV, Arsenal has a hard run of games. They host Brighton, they play away at Liverpool, they host West Ham, meaning that Arteta will have a chance to rest his players after them winning against RC Lens, because they'll be having 12 points and they would have gone ahead to qualify for the for the round of 16 of the Champions League. So that is it, and I think PSV might obviously go ahead and obviously get a result at Arsenal, and they might find themselves really having close to 6 or 7 points in those remaining 2 games, and it will depend on how Lens does, because Lens is having 5 points. I think they're having 4. Lens, if you look at the table, Lens is having 5 points and PSV are really having 5 points. So can Lens beat Sevilla at their stadium? That is it, to make it 8. That is the big question. So we wait and see how that pans out, but this group has been already won by Arsenal. No one can come close to Arsenal. I don't see RC Lens surviving at Arsenal. One will say, but Rokani, they went ahead to beat Arsenal at their stadium. All right, that is home advantage. That atmosphere was really hostile, but they're also going to come to experience an hostile environment at the Emirates that all Arsenal fans are all going to be very rocking, you know. So, your thoughts onto Arsenal 2, Sevilla 0 are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about the result and Bukayo Saka getting back to the score sheet and having an assist? Thank you guys for watching through. Don't forget to subscribe. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. A sign out.